Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. At the end of the last episode I said I wanted to grab some more sand and sandstone and do a bit of resource gathering, and you can see that I've made a fair bit of progress over here at the wastelands. I think we were up to somewhere across there last time, so I've dug out all of this, and this wraps around the side as well. You can see it goes all the way across here and round in front of the portal. And there are these torches over here as well. Now I didn't know what they were at first. I thought, who's come and put those down there, and why have they put them all in a line next to the sand? Because you can see here they're all like this, and I think what someone's done is they've come along and they've actually been torch mining this. So the way that you would do that is you would left click and then right click quickly like that, just in case you don't know that trick. So it looks like other people are using this as well, and they also have read the signs and want to contribute to making the wastelands biome, which is pretty cool, because over time we're going to need lots of sand on this server, and as it all goes away we can turn it into a nice wastelands biome, which is going to be really fun to see evolve over time. So this episode, what are we going to be doing? Well, I have one little job that I need to get done, which is to expand my storage area, because I'm actually running out of chests with all of the sand and sandstone that I've been gathering and other materials as well. And as well as that, there's also quite a few things going on around the server that I want to show you. So we're going to go around, walk to a couple of different places, and I'll show you what's going on there. And also I want to say welcome aboard to all the new subscribers. I've had quite a few people commenting on my last couple of Hermitcraft videos saying that they're new subscribers. And so I thought I'd mention that we are actually only a few episodes into the new season on Hermitcraft. And so if you're interested in watching all of the episodes, I think this is the 7th or 8th so far, but there will be a link to a playlist for that season in the description box down below if you want to watch the other ones. So feedback is what I asked for on the last episode. I've had lots of comments about this building here. Most people seem to like the one down there, but this one did divide a few opinions, and there are also some good suggestions to solve the lighting bug that we have down here. So I'm actually going to grab some materials and do that in a moment. A safe bet would be to put some jungle leaves there and some glowstone underneath. That would look really nice. But another suggestion was to use carpets as well, so we'll definitely check both of those out. But the main thing that people didn't like about this building was the roof, and I have to agree. When I was building the roof, I was like, it's flat, I'm not really too sure about it, and a bigger roof definitely would have suited. So that's one thing I want to do in my next building, is go for a nice big roof like that that slopes upwards. Now if we go inside here, I also had a few comments saying that we need more decorations, there needs to be something else going on here, and I would agree, but at the time I just didn't know what exactly it was to do. So I might come back here later on, maybe put down some flower pots and have some chests, I don't know, I'll think of something. And we definitely need to make this place more detailed, especially the upstairs as well, because there's literally nothing to see up here, but if you go down at least you've got the message board. So anyway, I'm going to go back to mine, I'm going to grab some materials, we're going to come back here and try out this lighting thing and see what looks best, and then we will move on to building the storage area. So I'm just gathering some of the materials that I need to do this. If you have a look over here, I've got all these chests full of sand and sandstone, and these ones are full of cobble, we've got ones full of dirt. I've had to rearrange some stuff as well, got some sand in there, sugarcane. Over here you can see we've got tons of wood. I've been chopping down lots of trees, getting ready for building some big projects, and yeah, just in general, got loads and loads of things that are starting to fill up these chests. I've also got some more quartz as well, although it doesn't look too much different, but got some more blocks of quartz there. So we need to grab a silk touch pick, which I have over here. It is this one, so we can keep the glowstone instead of breaking that. Over here as well you can see I've got loads of this. I had to move my items out into their own chests, so in general chests are just filling up everything at the moment, so that's why I wanted to redo that. But if we go over here, I just realised I need to pull out a crafting bench because I didn't make any carpets, so let's grab that. And I do really like these carpets, and I really like what Joe Hills has done with them as well. At the end of the last video I showed it, he has been putting these on top of other coloured wall blocks as well, and then when you see them from an angle you see a little trim of colour above the other texture that you see. In fact I could do that right now by putting that there, so that looks really cool. You can just add another tiny little level of detail, which is really cool, and they're really easy to break actually. So the last time I played around with carpets, they weren't actually like transparent and light couldn't pass through them. I could be remembering things incorrectly though, so what I would expect to happen here is for the light to disappear, but since people are suggesting it, I guess we should check it, and that would show you that actually, yeah, light can pass through them. So that looks pretty good, I think, although I don't think you'd really see it much as you walk past. You'd get a tiny glimpse of the greens. So let's see what it looks like with jungle leaves. Now we've also got to make sure those blocks at the back are cobblestone, and probably those ones should be stone bricks, but I'll change that after if we do want to go with this. So we actually need to go down yet another block, I think, and then put the glowstone down there, and then put the jungle leaves on top. Yeah, and you can see the edge there, so we would need stone bricks on the side. And you know what? I think this looks better, but you know, we've seen that time and time again because we've had these for a long time, and you know, the carpets are new, so what I think I'm actually going to do is go around and do the whole thing with carpets, and I could possibly try the lime carpet as well, but I think that would be a little bit too bright, so we'll go around and do it like that. So I've finished doing this, however I've discovered another little bug in the process. You can see here that it creates a lighting glitch of some sort and it's fine when there isn't a carpet on top. I think that's because there's a block either side of it, but no surprise to see that happening here. So anyway, we are now going to go around and have a look at other things that have been going on the server. Now I came on today and Corrales was working on a structure over here, and as always when he's building I rushed over to see what he was doing. It looked really interesting from a distance, and Red Eyes was over here checking it out as well. So this is it. You can see a really nice slope roof thing going on here. This looks really cool, this building, and it is a public stable, I do believe. So it says, visitors, park your horse here, bushes. So it is some sort of public horse stable. I really like the soul sand on the ground. That looks like a, you know, mud, which is really suited to a horse stable. And look at the structure inside as well. It looks really cool. As always, his building is just awesome. What more can I say? But that is another nice building in the spawn area right there. Looks pretty damn cool. And the other thing that I wanted to show you around here, I haven't actually seen this myself yet. Red Eyes was talking about a carpet he built, and it was somewhere over here. This is his pumpkin and, was it pumpkin, sugarcane and eggs? So it's a pumpkin pie farm, and there's a sign out the front here as well. Red Eyes Pies. Make your own. Feel free to improve carpet. Oh, so this is what he was talking about. Do you know what? I don't think that looks that bad at all. That looks like a nice cozy rug. I wonder if there's anything in this chest. There is. There's lots of stuff for making pumpkin pies. They are hoppers underneath as well. So are they full up? No, they're droppers. Okay, never mind. So I guess all of the farms are going to be putting the items into some hoppers down below, and then the droppers are going to put them into the chests. And I think Red Eyes has now finished this. It looks like it's finished. And it's a pretty nice structure as well, actually. It's really good to see all these buildings going up at spawn and being finished. Looks very nice. Awesome. So yeah, the other thing that I want to show you is all the way over the other side of Joe Hills' area, because we actually done a prank on him. Me, King Happy and Topmas got together and decided we wanted to do a little prank. Now I recorded the whole thing, but I thought that I would just, I don't know, I'd show you the end result, and if you wanted to see it happen then you can go to their channels and watch their videos. So anyway, I'll turn on the camera again when I get over there. So here we are. This is the little prank that me, King Happy and Topmas did. Now King was watching one of Joe's videos and Joe was moaning that he kept forgetting to bring a shovel with him when he went out this way. So what we thought we would do is leave him a little reminder. You can see we've got a mound of dirt, a shovel, and this dispenser right here, it stopped working, and I'm not surprised that it did. But what this was doing is it was firing shovels down into the ground. You see under here, I'm not going to dig it up, perhaps if I remove this block on the side, you can see that there's a bunch of hoppers down there. So what it was doing is it was firing shovels out of the dispenser down onto these half slabs. They get sucked into the hoppers and then get sent back up to the dispenser again. But unfortunately, every now and then the dispenser will fire it off at a sharp angle, and it will land somewhere where there isn't a hopper underneath. So over time, all of those shovels that we had in there, we must have had about 60 or 70 of them, have eventually fallen on the side and despawned. So that's why there isn't any left, or at least that's my theory for why. I guess I could actually give you an example. If I were to just grab these and chuck them down, so let's do that, and then you should see it in action, and that is pretty cool. So yeah, when he comes down here, not only has he got a big reminder, there's always a shovel that he can pick up, and that was the idea. And we left him a little prank sign, but as I said, if you want to see the whole adventure of us doing that, you can check it out on King Happy or Topmass's channel. And so now what we're going to do is head over to Cilantro Gamer's base. Now he doesn't do YouTube videos, he's a streamer here on Hermitcraft, and he's built a really cool skeleton farm that I want to show you guys. So this is new right here. I'm on the way to the XP farm made by Cilantro Gamer, and I can see he's redone his little nether portal area. He's built a little bit of sand in here, but this is what I think looks really cool. This is the way to get to the skeleton XP farm. Lapis and redstone blocks. They look pretty cool next to each other. Red and blue always go well together, and I like the way he's done the staircase as well. That is really nice. And that is a lot of lapis to use for this. He's been busy caving away. I don't think I even have that much lapis, and I like to go caving all the time. Yeah, that looks really awesome. And do you know what? I'm now thinking that there's probably going to be a ghast that's going to shoot at me and blow this up, so we better get out of here. That's something he's got to consider there. But anyway, this skeleton farm is really cool. It's very nicely built. Now, if you stand in the very middle right here, you're exactly between two skeleton spawners. I think Cilantro said that it's they're just at the optimal distance away from each other. So if I were to step to the left like this, then I think we're only activating the one that's on that side. But I'm not 100% sure how that works. But anyway, this is seriously cool. We have a crusher. All the skeletons drop down here. Now, because the game has gotten a lot harder recently, and that's probably making a lot of noise, we get so much more armor on these mobs. And when I came over here, I realized like straight away that this is a really great way to farm rare armor. So what you need to do is you need to kill these mobs by hand, otherwise you are not going to get any of their drops. And I've just realised that we've crushed them. We don't have a splash potion to throw at them, and I don't really want to break anything here because it's Cilantro's farm, but there's no real way to punch them at the moment. But if we were to do that, they're all standing on hoppers, so those items are going to come around the back here down into his storage area. And this is seriously cool. I like this little room. The quartz and the coal blocks look really good together, don't they? They are very nice. And there's also a little window out the back here that looks into a ravine. Pretty cool view. And using obsidian to build, that's something I'd like to do more. I've seen that in lots of pictures on Reddit, but I never really build with obsidian myself, mainly because it takes so long to take apart if you change your mind. But anyway, I was talking about farming, farming the rare armor. You can see started organising it here. So you can get chainmail from this, or just chain leggings as they're called. The more you get over time, you could put them together and then enchant them and get chain armor, which I think is pretty cool. So most of this is hooked up on a filter system, and then all the extra items go through to one of these chests. I'm not sure what one it exactly is, but that is how it works. That's pretty cool. I like it. I would really like to do that myself, so I could farm some chainmail and get some chainmail armor, which would be pretty sweet. And if you want to check out Cilantro Gamer, I'll put a link to his twitch.tv account in the description box, because as I said, he doesn't make YouTube videos. He's a streamer, so if you ever want to check out him and see if he's streaming, then yeah, the link's in the description box. Anyway, we're going to head back to my storage room now and work on that. So what I wanted to do down here was add some item frames to each of the chests so we could see what was inside them. However, we need more chests now, so what I was thinking of doing is having normal chests on one side and trap chests on the other, and then there'd be another chest behind them. So instead of having 3 double chests, we would have 6. Now if we were to still label those with item frames, then here in the corner we would have a bit of a clash because they're going to share the same block in front of them. So what I think I'm going to do is go around and dig backwards and have it so that these chests start 1 block back, and there'll be 6 double chests in total, and then we can do that in all these different spaces, and that should definitely be enough storage space for now. I also want to get rid of these chests because they're kind of just added there as an afterthought, and also I want to get rid of these chests up the top here because they're kind of causing a lot of clutter and they're a little unorganised as well. I am actually quite disappointed with how this is turning out. I didn't expect it to look so bad. I guess things look nice because the chests were right up against the edge of the room, and now you've got this extra space, and I think putting the signs directly on chests looks kind of ugly. Now this is obviously my starting out base, you know, when I plan my base in the future, whatever that's going to be. Still don't know what I want to do. Then yeah, so that basically what I'm saying is that this is like a temporary thing to some extent. However, I still want it to look nice when I come down here, and that just doesn't have it for me. You know, you have to right click around the outside of the item frames, But one idea that popped into my head is, what if we were to put the item frames on the side here and not directly on the chests? That might look a little bit better, so we can have them like this. And now I'm going to forget actually what way round those items were. So we had these, let's see if I can guess them. I think it was like that on this side. And on the other side, I actually can't remember at all. So pumpkin at the bottom, then melon, then glowstone. And that actually does look quite a bit better. Yeah, I like that, because you can come over here and you might not be able to see it at the wrong angle, if you know what I mean. But then you can walk in and clearly see what's what. And I think in general that does make it look a fair bit better. So I was thinking about removing these pillars here, making the room slightly bigger the whole way around, pushing everything back a bit, but now that I've seen it like that, that probably works. So I think I'm going to continue doing this. So it is now all finished. This is my new area. You can see I changed these to logs as well. I was just looking at it and I was thinking there's too much grain here, so let's change it up, and I think that was a good idea. So I've organised all of my items. I've got rid of some of the chests up the top here. The only one that's staying is my valuables chest, so all of that gets to stay right where it is, and now everything is down here and organised. Got a chest over here for redstone stuff and one over here for tools, and everything else is just food items. You know, they're all sort of categorised to some extent. So now what I want to do is move on to what I planned on doing this episode, which was a little bit of building, but from a different perspective, because I have two computers for recording, and the other one can go and watch me from above in the sky. It can go into creative mode because it's just, I have another account for recording things like that. And so what I was thinking of doing is building another building, one that will be useful for something or another, maybe an enchanting room, although I was working on some redstone for that, a new way of actually controlling this, which I haven't quite finished, so I haven't done that just yet. Maybe we'll make an entrance to the mines like we talked about in the previous episode, or there's a few other things on my list as well, so somewhere around here is where I want to build. However, I have some more playtime for today, but not enough really to do a time lapse, so what I'm probably going to do now is just walk around, figure out what I want to do, and then I'll be recording it tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to record any more clips or what else I'm going to get up to, so yeah, I'll probably figure out where I want to build and what I'm going to build, tell you about that, and then we'll start the time lapse. So there will be no time lapse this episode. This is the second attempt at me building a building today. I think I should probably go back to playing to my strengths, maybe just do the whole building thing on occasion when I'm in the mood, because I am actually really struggling with this. And this is the second building that I built, so recording a time lapse is quite a lot of work. You have to set up the cameraman on the second computer, and then you have to change the angles and do lots of recording, and then that's followed by editing. And so what I had done is build a huge structure over here. So if you have a look, you'll notice all of this is very flat, and I spent a couple of hours recording a time lapse building this structure based on a picture I had from planetminecraft.com, and it didn't look very good at all. In fact, it looked quite ugly. Now, I recorded a clip talking about that. In fact, I recorded two of them, I think. I decided what I would do is now just put them at the end of the episode as a kind of little bonus thing, and we would just continue building something else. So that was really disappointing. Yeah, the picture looked really nice on Planet Minecraft, but it was, you know, using a texture pack and shaders, and it didn't really translate into vanilla. So I thought I would build something similar to the church that I built on Avalon on the previous map, and this is what I've done so far. It's a bit too grey for my liking. It needs some more colour or something in there. I think what I might have to do is replace some of these blocks with wood blocks up the top, but I'm working on it and making progress slowly. And so what this building is going to be is the entrance to the mine shaft. You can see we have this over here, so what I'll be doing is having a room inside here. You can see I haven't even started that yet, and then somewhere over here there'll be a staircase that will go down a few blocks, so it will kind of go over to here, and then it will turn to the left, and it will walk along till it meets a lower point. So somewhere down here is where it will come from, so there probably won't be any of these stairs. It will just go in a straight line like that. So that's a good way to move the entrance by doing that. And the building, as I said, it's too grey, isn't it? It needs some more colour, so I'm going to work on that. I think it may be best if I return to my old ways of doing things, you know, trying to step out of the comfort zone and do some building. It doesn't always go as you like. One thing I noticed about this building is that the roof was too low, so I've raised it all up by one block and it looks a lot better now. I tried to introduce some colour, but I really couldn't see anywhere we could do that. Maybe on the sides where these stone blocks are, there could be some wall or something along the lines of that. And yeah, that's about all I can say about it. I also made some cyan stained clay. This looked like it would do the job. Now let me just go and put this in, because it's slightly darker. It isn't really cyan, and if we go and put it just on the corner here, you'll see that it is just, there's not enough texture there in my opinion. Or maybe that works, just having a little bit on the corner. I am really not sure. We'll put it on the corners for now, and feel free to leave any suggestions about this building, and maybe we can add some more detail to it. I'm not going to do the interiors now because I spent a hell of a lot of time building the other building, and now I don't really have time to finish this project either, so I'll probably do the interiors in between episodes or something like that. I also don't really have too many ideas for that as well. We've got a nice big window at the back here, so one of the things I was thinking of doing is finishing off the terraforming around here, putting in lots of bone meal so we've got nice grass, and maybe plant a couple of trees. That could look really good. That wouldn't take too long either, so I think what I'll actually do is make another cut and tidy up the land around here as well. But let's go and have a look on the inside quickly, because there's pretty much nothing to see. I'm not sure what to put in here. Nice open room. Maybe we can give this another function, as well as just being an entrance to the strip mine, so maybe there could be some useful things that you might need when you go strip mining. I'm not sure what that could be, but I'll give that a thought, and maybe we can put something in here. It is pretty cool how the environment can change how a building looks. It looks a lot better, I think, with the grass and trees in the background now. It looks like it's in the right place, but you can see here I've added some hardened clay at the front, and also on this side some brown clay, which I think is a little too dark. But I was looking at this and I don't think this really kind of suits what's going on. However, I don't have the right building materials on me. Let me just grab those. Gonna have to make some stone bricks here. Yeah, if we just put these where our cyan blocks are, I've got a feeling that this might look alright. And do you know what? I think that works. And that is what I will probably go with. It adds a slight amount of colour without really contrasting with the grey too much, which is what I think the brown does. It just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't work for me actually. We're just going to have the one torch at the front. Yeah, so we'll do this on all sides, and then I'll show you it when that's done. Okay, there we go. It is finished. Let's just walk around and have a look at it from all sides. One other little thing that I did is I moved over these from there onto this side. Tiny little detail like that I think can make the difference. And I'm really happy with how this turned out actually. We need to do the interiors of course, but the outside does look good. I might make some modifications to the roof because there's a little too much grey going on there. But the roof on the inside looks really cool as well, by the way. You can see what I've done there. It's pretty nice. So there's still more to be done here. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode. So I'm going to say thank you for watching now, and I will catch you next time, all of that good stuff. And now here's the bonus clip thing that I recorded earlier when I had trouble building that other building. So this weather, it really reflects my mood at the moment. It's dark, it's horrible and rainy, and I am really annoyed. I've spent the last couple of hours building this monstrosity. So I had an idea for a building, some sort of public hall or something like that, and I was browsing planetmc.com, and actually I don't think that's the URL, but that doesn't matter. I was browsing that website, Planet Minecraft, and I found this really cool Asian building is what they described it as. Now I think it's like an ancient Chinese style building. I really can't think of the right words to describe it. And I started building it, and it was going really well. I was recording a time lapse, so I was doing lots of different angles, using my two computers, and then somewhere along the line I realised that, wait a minute, this thing doesn't look that great. So I kind of got bummed out. I spoke to Corrales, asked for his opinion. He reckoned I should have kept going. Yeah, so I tried to, and I tried to do the corner here. So this building has lots of these pillars that go up, and then it has like a structure on top and a roof, and on the corners they kind of come out at an angle, a pointy angle that kind of goes upwards a bit. And I just can't build it. It's really doing my head in. You know, building's not my strength. I'm trying to learn, but this is like really frustrating, and I don't think it's really going anywhere. And after a while I was looking at the picture and I was realising that they've used the shaders mod, they've used the texture pack, and these things really distort the vanilla game. and so this looks quite different from the picture, although it's built in a very similar way. And if we go and have a look from a different angle, this building is basically going to be the same on all sides. It's going to have this cobblestone roof going up to the top. It's supposed to have these corners that flick outwards, and you can see here that it actually takes up quite a large amount of space, and it's going to be a very big and noticeable building. So for that reason, I think if it's going to take up a lot of space, it's going to be big, then it should definitely be of a high quality, and I don't think this is going in that direction. Now, one thing I do want to show you before I take this down is what it looks like with quartz behind it, because you can see a lot more of what it would look like if I were to add a few blocks back here. So let's just put a couple of these in like that, and these ones over here. This won't take more than a moment. There we go, they're at the same height. So if we drop down here, you can kind of see a little bit more of what it would look like. You know, you'd have white behind each of those. Corrales also suggested replacing the wall with stained clay, like red stained clay. That would probably go better with the cobblestone. Yeah, so I'm going to take this down in a bit, although I might leave it up for a while to see what Corrales thinks of it. Maybe he wants to have a go at sorting out the corners, because if we can sort those out and build a little bit more of this, then it might start to come together. But at the moment, it looks pretty awful, and that's just made even worse by the rain. It feels like it's always night and it's always raining when I'm building, but that's just how it goes, I guess. Like some sort of miracle, it has stopped raining, the sun has come out from behind the hills, and I thought I would show you this in the daytime. We are also going to pillar up so you can see it from the cameraman sort of angle. Over here would probably suit a little bit more. And I noticed that I haven't really built that much of this, and you might be surprised that it took me a couple of hours. But actually, if you look at the way the stair blocks and the cobblestone are arranged with the half slabs, it's really finicky to build. You're constantly shifting and placing blocks in one direction, then in another, and removing blocks to place other ones, and I'm just not happy with it at all, and I'm really frustrated that I've had to spend so much time doing this and it hasn't turned out how I wanted. But I guess there's going to be learning curves and obstacles to overcome when we're trying to do this whole building business. So anyway, I'm done with this now. I'm going to take it down.